Hello everybody, my name is Matthias, I'm from Germany, and today I want to show you my Dark Forces mod, my Dark Forces level called Prelude to Harkov's Defection, and especially I want to show you lots of technical details, how I did this and how I did that, and how different things can be achieved. This all is based on the Force engine. This is a reverse engineered Dark Forces engine, which is running on today's systems and is even working on Linux. You see here my computer, that's a Linux system, and on that is Dark Forces through the Force engine running. So before we start, I want to show you how to include subtitles into my level. Therefore we check for the files. First of all, you go to df-21.net. that is the Dark Forces website for all the custom-made levels. There you go to missions and to downloads, then to missions, and select the gold missions and can download Prelude to Harkov's Defection pretty easily. You put that zip file into your mods folder. Here you see all the folders within the TFE folder, the Force Engine folder. I put it to Spiele, as it's a German PC now. I call it Spiele, and then TFE, the Force Engine. And there you have a mods folder. In that goes the Harkov zip file, that's this one. And now to activate captions or subtitles, you go into the zip file, you take this subtitles Harkov 2025 text file and put it here on the right side seen into the captions folder within the TFE folder. I've already put it here, so this is the correct place where this file has to be. And then we start the Force engine. We go to settings and then to accessibility, and here we check both at gameplay, we check both subtitles and captions for special effects. And then if you have checked both, you can select here from the drop down the subtitles Harkov 2025 text file. And that's it. Then you have subtitles. And now we will load the mod. So we go to mods, and there we choose Harkov's Defection and hit the play button. And I skip everything and I go to, oh no, I remove this agent, yes, and I put a new agent, it's Kyle, replace that, and we say begin mission, and on hard so here I can show you how the crow looks from outside. It's a sector that
we're almost there.
that moves.
This looks interesting.
And when Jan lands with a crow, we get inside again.
There. We've set down.
Jan, look. There's Dash with his Outrider.
Oh, yeah. Greetings to him. Are you ready?
Alright, now we're in here. And as soon as we get out, the whole noise starts.
Here we go.
And I will explain a little bit later, but first of all, if we go here, we can't go further because there's the crow. But of course, this is 3DO. It's an object without collision. So I put there a lot of spirits, and they're all put here and along there. So while the crow is there, you cannot go through the crow and fall down, and you cannot go through the wing, through the right back wing. And as Jan starts off, the crow is the spirits are also moved away. The whole noise here is it okay now with sound? Yes, okay. The whole noise starts as soon as we cross this line here. We jump out of the sector I showed you, because there I have a move floor, and the floor moves very fast, so the player gets thrown out of the sector. First, the walls are made so that you can go through the walls, and then you are chopped out of the sector, and you are thrown onto this platform here. And in this moment, you also cross here the line of this platform here, the edge. And as you cross this edge, all the noise is master on. So there are lots of, or at least here is some. It's around here, I think. Is a little sector that turns all the time, and while it turns, it produces this sound, this flying sound. So I have a very long VOC, a very long voice sound with all the different engine sounds within it, and this sound is repeated through this turning sector. It's a morph spin sector, and this one you can turn off and on. And in the beginning it's turned off, so it seems that as long as you're in the crow is soundproof. You don't hear all the noise out there. And as in the moment you get out of the crow, you hear all the sound. That was the idea. Because in the 1998 version, as you flew in, you heard winds, and there were not these engine sounds because there was no crossing here and no traffic, but you heard all the winds, and then I thought, this is illogical. If you're in a car, you don't hear much of the outside. At least you don't hear the wind from outside, and that was why I started it this way. So yeah, let's go. Fly and no. So now let's fly a little bit around about these. We need now. That also. This here is a three-dimensional ad. It's a 3DO that sticks out into the air, and behind this wall, somewhere in here, there's a little sector, and in this sector there's the same. One of these signs is there, namely I think it's the light one, the glowing one, and the glowing one is always moved over the not glowing one, so it appears that it is flickering. And as you can see it here, the engine has some problems with these two planes, or these two textures above each other. So they're fighting against each other. But from the distance it doesn't matter. From here it doesn't matter. It simply looks good. Let's go around here. There's also such a sign that sticks out. To be honest, this is from nearly nowhere visible. From these windows over there, you nearly cannot see this, but only from the platform here, and from there you don't see that it sticks out into thin air, or into thin air. But I made it in the beginning of the level creation. I made a lot of these 3D signs that stick out because I thought this adds a lot of three-dimensionality Does that word exist? I don't know. And if you go around this sign, you don't see it. That is because the 3DO is only from one side textured. And then we go here. There I made two, or like a triangular that sticks out. And if we go in there, we see they're from both sides textured. So this is how I made quite some of these ads that stick out, but I also made ads that are flat on the wall. That's like this one here. And if we go, if we go here, we can up there we can see a star behind it. So this is also a 3DO, but it's a little bit in front of the wall. So there is no fighting between the texture of the 3DO and the texture of the wall. If you put the 3DO directly onto the wall at the same verticus, or the same what is it, Z or X value, then you get this flickering and these stripes, because here the gray texture and this blue glowing textures are fighting within the engine which one is to be shown and which not. So you have to do it a little bit in front of the wall, which doesn't appear in any way if you're down there or here where they are activated now. If you're looking from down there up here, it doesn't appear in any way that it's a little bit in front of the wall. So that's that. Also, I can show you something about the 3D roofs. I made some roofs three-dimensional. These are pyramids in this case, and it's pretty easy to create a pyramid in a 3DO if you understood how 3DOs are are made or are put together. This texture here is also custom made, as well as this one, and it's the Nar Shaddaa door. You may know it. I can show it because it's used a lot here in behind. This is the grate, or the vent shaft, the ventilation shaft, where a car comes out, and that's the one where he goes in again. And this texture here, this is a very common used door texture from Nar Shaddaa level, and I used that one. And I put here along and here along some glowing color, you see here, and on top also some glowing colors, and they're a little bit the bright color and the not so bright and the little bit darker color put alongside. So from afar it looks like a glowing tip of these roofs, and this one is a concrete texture from, I think, from Tele. With this antenna here, I wanted to create a really high building. I also put this alternating blinking texture on it. That's custom made, but it's pretty easy to do it. But in the end, if you're down there on the platform and look up, it's okay, but it's not that cool as I hoped it was. Then I skipped doing very large and very high buildings. 3DO advertisements, I've shown you flat signs, triangular signs, distance to wall, yes. Bright 3DO, right. Let's go around the corner. Maybe first of all this one. There you see it very well, that it is in front of the wall. It's a 3DO, flat 3DO, that's in front of the wall. So the question is, why is it blinking? as it's a 3DO. A 3DO cannot change the texture. So let's have a look at it. At the I'm blending in all that is possible on the map, and I'm zooming in. And this one here, where I'm with a red dot now, with a red circle, and there where the line of the red circle where I am is pointing now. That's this yellow little dot. That is the origin of this 3DO, of this red 3DO. And as you see, there's a small triangular sector, and that's a little bit in front of the wall, of the gray wall. And this sector, the 3DO is in this sector, and this sector is changed light. So it cannot, it has to be a subsector in front of the gray wall, because otherwise, if you change light of a sector, this whole wall would also change light. So it has to be a subsector a little bit in front of it, and this little subsector, this triangular one, this is changing light, and the 3DO always has the light level of the sector it is in. So as I change the light level of this triangular sector, also the 3DO changes its light. So that's that. These are that's a question how to do that. These I don't know, danger whatever stripes saying danger, don't fall down there or whatever, or if you're landing there, danger, there's the edge. That's throughout the whole level, that all landing edges have these yellow black stripes. Yeah, it's a light. I'm reading now the comments you have. It's a tiny light elevator, right? All these extra joints in TFE allows so many other solutions without harm. That's right. In the original game, this would have been impossible because Hall of Mirrors appear very fast. So this one here is a sign texture. So this long wall is divided in, I think it's 32 DF units, because I had a sign texture that's 32 DF units long from this one here. So every 32 units there's a new new wall segment, and on each wall segment at the very top there's this sign element, or the sign texture. So how to put these two also there, of course, as 3DO. You see it, you could see it here a little bit, that it's not, it's a little bit in front of the wall. So these are also 3DOs, and this one is the sign texture, because you always can have only one sign texture at a wall. And also yeah, these green lights are all sign textures. In the original game they are blue, and I recolored them in green, glowing green, because I thought there is so little green within this bluish, grayish world. I thought this could add a little, and also it's a good contrast to these red lights, these red blinking lights. These red blinking lights are there, of course, because there is traffic, so it says warning, warning, don't crash into this tower down there. And so green and red look very good together. Then all these crates here, of course you could do them as sectors, but as you never get here, you only look from up here, from this landing platform, you only look down there. They are simply 3DOs. You can see I can pass through them. They're all 3DOs. Of course this funny ship here is also a 3DO, but even back in here, these guys don't have logic and nothing. There's just standing around, and all these crates here are 3DOs. So I created crates of all with all the cube, the crate textures I have. Question is, did you use the modern WD fuse? I don't know what you mean, the modern WD fuse. I used WD fuse, not the Force Engine editor, if you mean that. And it's right in what I saw of the Force Engine editor. It is, if you learn it and if you know how to work with it, it probably is a lot easier to do really cool 3D stuff than only looking down on it and imagine how it could look, and looking into the 3D preview. That was, sometimes it was really hard, and I didn't have lots of cool ideas. Purple has much more cool ideas and could realize lots more cool things in his latest levels. I wasn't capable of doing that. 3D roofs we also got. Maybe a word to this building here. This sector here, this ledge, is the same as this roof here, and that's the reason why. No, let's start with this. Start it the other way. Hey, down there. They're starting to fight now. These circles and these double stripes are all signs. I created transparent signs only as a circle and as these double lines. I think even the double lines are, both are also in the original game, but I created them as signs so I could put them anywhere on this building. And I thought in the beginning it could be cool to have a building that's a little bit like a wave structure, and that has all these two different signs, the circle and the double stripe, all over the place. And the result is I couldn't put the signs up here, because if you have a lower texture and an upper texture, then the sign always goes onto the lower texture and never onto the upper texture. That's simply Dark Forces how it works. So these are also 3DOs because this one is a sign texture again. Also here, this is a sign texture here, simply to break up this very high pillar, and at least on eye level, if you're standing here, is it now back? No. Okay, now we're back. At least if you're standing here, you see this part. You don't look up here, but even if you do, you always have these glowing stripes within eyesight, and this breaks up the monotonous pillar that's going up there. Here's another little trick. Yeah, that's right, you Rhodian. This texture up here, these lights, if you follow them, they also go over there, but not up here again. So the light part, the vertical light part, is a wall, and these four tiles up here, they are a sign texture. So, and in reality, this light goes up behind here, and on top there are these four tiles, these four gray tiles, put as a sign texture, and thus, or is it only one? Only two? I don't remember. And thus, it looks as if the lights only go until here, and here on this horizontal line, this is a sine texture again, and here is again a normal texture, and up there are sines. There's one sine. So that makes it looking a little bit more interesting. The fans up here and up there, of course, are changing textures. The textures out there are custom. I downloaded them from somewhere. Is that Rhodian sign just really big? Yes, it is. It's down there. I will show you. Fly and clip. This Rhodian here. This is one large sign texture, and there are lots of walls because it's round. The building is round, so I had to put it on each of the segments of the circle. But it came out. I found it so cool to have this extremely large Rhodian. It is from Wikipedia, from some guy who drew it, and yeah, I thought they are so proud of this maybe hero. Fly, clip. So, maybe a word about this gong droid. Always when you get near it, it makes this double gong sound. So how is it done? It's a trigger around here, a trigger sector. So it's a subsector around here, somewhere like this. I don't know. And if you enter the sector, there's a very little dummy sector below the gong, and this little dummy sector is moved to the next stop and makes this gong sound. And then the thing is, in this case, the dummy sector has a speed of, I don't know, maybe 1, and the two stops are so far away from each other that the double gong sound is played back while the elevator moves. That's because if you go in there and in there and in there, it shouldn't be always triggered again and again and again. So it would say gong, 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 but it says gong, gong, and then it can be triggered again. Lol, it's like a Rhodian movie advert. Yeah, that's the Rhodian down there. And that's a high-res droid. Jeff exported it from, I think it was Jedi Knight 2, where we have high-resolution graphics. And I recolored it. This one is the very rusty brownish one, and here is a blue-gray one, and so on. So I think I have to start to fight a bit. Yeah, what to tell also here, leave. Yeah, we have to go upstairs. No, not upstairs, but how to say that? Uplift. You take an elevator up there. So here, you hear this spark, but you hear it very faint. And if you know this voice file, it is very loud. And if I put it exactly here at the ceiling, it would be very, very loud. And it would be heard throughout the whole and through all these walls and so on. So I made a little dummy sector way above the ceiling here and put the VOC in there. It is a VOC object, and I put it way above the spark and tested it out, so it only is audible around here where you could see the sparks. Because from where the VOC object is, there's a sphere-like area within which you can hear the sound, and the further away you go, the less loud the less loud. I don't know the word at the moment. The quieter it gets. And the thing is, I want to show you one more thing here. The thing is, I want to have it heard here maybe, but not down there, and not within here, and so on. I also could have done it with this rotating sector, as I did it outside with the noise of the traffic. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you see it in the stream. I have Bloom on, and if you look at the floor here, when the sparks come, it gets a little bit brighter. I've never seen that, because I have in the configuration and graphics, I've made spread to 1.0 and strength only to 0.25. So the blooming colors are not completely blurred out, but the spread, if you put the spread high, very high, then you really have this effect as if you're blinded by a very bright area. And in this case, that's funny, I don't know if the stream shows it, there's a little flash over the whole screen. Not the whole screen, but maybe a third of the screen flashes a little bit. You can slightly see it, okay. A lot of great immersion goals. Yeah. So here I wanted to show you something. The question is, why don't the... I have to do that light. Also, in here, there's... At the moment they're standing because I stopped them. I stopped the enemies to do anything. Oh, I've already activated this, so I have to show it somewhere else. I wanted to show you some. I can show you later. Somewhere else. Where I did that. Today we don't play properly and get pinned down and so on. And so on. Oops. So here.
This mine behind the white pillar could come in handy. Maybe I can push the pillar a bit?
Here you get the first two audio hints and also a text hint. And that is of course made through a large subsector around here. When you enter it, you get this
mine behind the
hint.
white pillar could come in handy. Maybe I can push
and
the
the thing is how to do it, that if you re-enter it while the second sentence is said, it doesn't start with the first sentence and the second sentence is cut off. That's again a thing of how long does it take the controlling sector or the sound making sector to move and to produce the sound, and only when it's at the end of its movement it can be triggered again. And with this one as well, as you pass here, this area, yeah, we first can do that. and you already know that if you there you see the trigger sector as well. That's the one, the dark green I'm in now. I didn't set that as non-visible wall. And now we move
That'll do it.
the wall. Get the mine. And this area where the next trigger I obviously made invisible, but as we go here, the Levo communication is started, and now we're looking down. At the moment, the Outrider engine is off, and we know that it will take off now after the communication. So in the moment when to have a 3DO with engines on, you have to replace it.
Goodbye, guys. See you next time.
So in this moment, the one 3DO with the engines off is replaced by exact same 3DO with the engines on. So I have two versions of the Outrider, engine off, engine on. You replace it, and then you let the replaced one fly off its flight path. Oh, we have to open this one. Here I put text, real text hint, or it's not a hint, but it's even an information, because it's hard to see. You can hear it, but I witnessed that lots of people don't really listen to what's going on in the level, and it's hard, it's not so obvious to see. And if you have a switch here, it also could do something in this room. So that's the reason why I put a lot of hints in there. And as you see, now we come back. This trigger sector now is switched off, and it's switched off in the moment when this wall, this pillar or this wall segment. In fact, it's a wall segment from here. They put out two of these wall segments because they have a short circuit down here. As this wall segment is moved, the triggering sector we're in now, this dark green sector you see on the map, is switched off. And that is was the puzzle in the original. You mean here the pillar puzzle? Yeah, that was also in the original. There it was only from this side movable, and I saw that lots of people push and go there and don't know how to push, and then they push here and never come to the idea that they could push there, and they also don't understand that using your use key is pushing in this moment. That is why it is where is it? I think it's also told. Yeah, press right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines up. It says press your use key at the pillar to push it. So I even texted it, because text is always shown, even if people don't listen to the audio hints, and even if people don't know how to turn on the subtitles. At least the text is shown, and that's in the beginning, quite important. So this R2 again is done in the same way as the gong droid. There's also a trigger sector around it. Yeah, let's continue. I think we won't go down there, or will we? This part here you're seeing out there, this grey but bright part, these are also sign textures. They're used to break up the visuals of this very tall, only grey building. And I thought, well, maybe there's some strong thing at the corners that holds together everything. I don't know. It simply looked cool. For a while I also thought really making it round, so putting it inside the building and making it round, but then I said, well, who cares? From here it looks round, and in the moment when you're flying besides it with a crow, you don't look out there and look for such details, and if you do, you see that's it's an old game. These two were also in the original ones, the original version. That's only a sign texture here. And these pipes were also in the original. And now I have two pipes because you fly between two pipes. I can show you. Here, we're flying between these two. Then that's the official flying route, because the other ships that are flying here are also going through these two, or between these two pipes. And that was in the original even. I made that in 1998 already. So okay. Anything else? No. Don't think so. Let's go down again. And if we run out of lives or out of ammo or whatever, we simply cheat it, because this is not a proper playthrough stream, but a tech-oriented one. Here I also wanted to show you these lower parts, this little bit diagonal part. That's a sign, and the upper one is the real mid texture of the wall. So I cheated a little bit in making it very contrasty and very not contrasty, but very different looking through all the height. But I think even this part here, this white part here, is the same as this up there. So only this one is shown once, but if you put away the sign here, this slightly diagonal part, you will find this part where I'm pointing now again behind here. And that's a very nice way to make the so it appears that there's a very large or long texture that is very different. Of course, one also could have made a long texture or a very high texture and put it on the mid wall, the mid wall or the mid texture. But in this way, in 1998, it was easy to differentiate a little bit the visuals. It's interesting how modders use text message 10 times more than the original game. It's why I hope TFE includes a UI objective system to bring the gap between the HUD and PDA. DT3 was inspired, Dark Tide 3 was inspired a lot by this hangar and the morph move right to it. Yeah, I think so. Because funny enough, I only played in DT3 during the development of this extended version, and I thought, whoop, this shuttle looks like the Crow. So now you're saying it yourself. Let's go into there. Good day. Putting here the IR goggles probably could lead people into using it immediately and thinking, whoa, there might be something in the dark, which it is not. By the way, I already told this in the last one, in the last playthrough. Now you already saw it. We were attacked from the side, obviously from the side, because the one we shot down didn't get to us and couldn't attack us. But this one is attacking and is punching if you come too close to it. Yeah, I thought that either it's Patrick or yeah. Hello, Patrick, and thanks a lot for your comment on the other YouTube video. I saw that. What to say? Yeah, if normally you go here and people don't look here, maybe meanwhile they look up here because it's red and blinking, and Carpet pushed me to do this area much more noticeable. But normally people go there because that's the next door they can open. And they go here and shoot those guys. Oh, that should do as well. And now we come here to the force field.
Oha, this code-locked force field was not part of General Madine's briefing. Maybe there's another way?
Yeah, now it says new mission goal added. And if we go to the objectives, now it says here bypass code-locked force field. That wasn't there before. And I simply replace the whole objective screen through one with 5 objectives instead of 4 objectives. That's pretty easy. Put one above the other, and if you create the objective screen as a whole and not in Dark Forces, only the new objective, or the one that is completed, is produced as a little graphics and put on top of the other ones. And if you create it completely, you can add things and yeah. So now we have a new mission goal, and I have to read some comments now. I really like how you used streams of people playing your map to make the gameplay smoother. Yeah, Carpet showed me a lot of streams, and I really scratched my head what people didn't see, and that was a very good learning process, because I knew what to do, and I couldn't figure out that it is not obvious to do this, and that it's not obvious to take that, and to go first here and second there, and so on. Yeah, that was very good learning process. In the these 2 doors, by the way, were added only in the last couple of weeks before final release, because I started to check every corridor if it's too monotonous. Is that the right word? And I thought, wow, there's also even a space on the map. If you go to this door, and if you look at the map, right of this door, there could be space where there could be a bureau or whatever, and the door down here as well. Yeah, let's go down here, and as soon as we enter the next sector, so stepping down the next step, the skyhopper takes off. But sadly, I never saw a single stream video of anyone who even noticed it. And there was so much effort put into this flight path, because I redid the flight path. So it is lifting, and then it goes into into flying. Yeah, there you see one more, and that one, as I said, goes between these 2 pipes. And here we get one of the advertisements or the announcements or whatever. They're all done by Fish, who also did the soundtrack. I put all these advertisements and these announcements of the Nar Shaddaa authorities to fish here. Oh, all right. Hello, fish. I didn't realize it was you. Yeah, thanks a lot, fish, for these cool, very, very cool sounding and really funny, sometimes really funny announcements. And I always put them somewhere where you don't normally go. So if people really coming down, I think it's this one, this very last, the very last, or the second last sector. If they come down here, then they get the audio as a bonus, so to speak. New goals, I said. Okay, let's go to Rodion Square.
Maybe I can bypass the force field through that ventilation shaft?
Yeah, there I have an audio hint. So as soon as you switch as you try the switch at the force field and see that it is locked and that you have to find another way, people are starting to find this other way. And so here's the first hint. If you go here,
maybe I can bypass the force field through that
ventilation shaft. So where is that ventilation shaft? Oh, don't see it. I start running around, or people come out of the door and turn right. Yes, we were attacked again by this punching guy. Turn right and run out here. So here I have a second.
To bypass the code locked force field, I could search the cargo area again.
I have a second hint. So
to
they
bypass
run
the
in
code
here.
locked force field, I could search the cargo area again.
And now they search the cargo area, and there they get again.
Maybe I can bypass the force field through that ventilation shaft.
This ventilation shaft thing, and then through Carpet 22, who kicked me to do a much more obvious entry into this ventilation shaft. He said, put something you can pick up, and that is this one here, the shield. And if you're here, you obviously see the red thing and the red blinking. And the streams I saw with from people who had the latest version, they really they realized it this way. So now this grate here, is a 3DO, and in the original version it only was a mid-texture, a transparent mid-texture, which was made a transparent mid-texture which was made through the flags as not appearing, non-adjoined mid-texture then. Here I have a 3DO, and because I thought if I have the capability, I can let Kyle take the grate and put it down, or put it to the left or to the right, or whatever. In later areas you see it like that. So here it falls down, and then it stands a little bit leaned to the wall. It's not parallel, and not parallel in front of the wall, because then it could fall down. It's a little bit pushed to the wall. That is a little V. It comes down and then it stands there. So we go in. Of course, this sector has to get a little bit bright as the ceiling is blinking. And now this one I'm very proud of, because I find it a really cool effect. If we push now this grate, my version, or my thinking was, Kyle comes there and pushes that grate out there into the chasm, and then it goes like this, and it falls down. And of course it is a VU.
Where there's
no physics.
Shaft, there could be more.
And now I have the next hint. There could be more. If there's one ventilation shaft, there could be more. These down here, these spheres, funny enough, they are from the 3DO tutorial by either it was Frank Kruger or no, I think it was someone else. It was Barry Breen or what? Or who? There's a 3DO tutorial. It's called the 3DO and You, or like something like that. It's a long Word document, where he describes everything, how the 3DOs are made, and I studied that a lot. And he also had a sphere, or a half sphere, as an example in it, and I simply blew it up with Scale 3DO. And in other places it's also used and retextured and so on. I will show you later. And I put them on there, so just to have some different looking architecture. And down there again. And by the way, I saw at least one guy who didn't see these red lights weren't there at the time when he was playing the level. So he always looked out there, and then he started to jump onto the ledge down there, or onto that roof, and onto that one, and down there to the lower spheres, sphere-like roofs, and he was completely lost. So now and then he even managed to jump up here. I never thought that anybody would do that, because I found it so obvious to look at the map. And if you let's do it this way that we don't fall down. Oh, we fall down. Damn it. Is it? Yeah, it's off. I always found it so obvious to look at the map, and if you look at the map, you see that a little bit in this way, in this view here to the north, there's something yellow, and something yellow always means you can do it. Yeah, so the question is here, all these tall BMs are from JK2. Are the lights signs? No. This light down here is a sign. This very large one, but that's from Dark Forces. And this large texture here is from Jedi Knight, or Jedi Knight 2. I think it's from Dark Tide. I think I got it from there, from you. And the little lights, I just edited them into the texture. And I try to do it the way that it is not too repeating. It's not looking too much repeating down there. And that is very, very subtle. You see here is a red dot, and this is I think it's from one of the last levels from Dark Forces, Stowaway or whatever. It's one of these. It's a large texture, and I put them here, and I have to look there, and I think there, and down there, and down there, and there, as signs on these walls. But to be honest, it is so subtle. Maybe subtleness is also good in this moment. Again, simply to break up the visuals. Let's go here, and now he puts it down and to the side, so he easily can jump in, because if the grate were here, he logically couldn't jump into this vent shaft, which he of course could do, because the 3DO as such is doesn't hinder him from going through it. So yeah, we could take the extra life. So it's off. This is again a VU, of course. And there it stays a little bit lean to the wall. And as we came here, I didn't notice it at the moment, but maybe you did. It said again that did it? I know it. Oh yeah, right. It did. It said because, or at least the new goal is now fulfilled. Bypass code locked force field is now fulfilled. Rodian Square. All the rest, I think all the rest here I told already in the last playthrough. And here as well. I think we can go directly to the Rodian Square. Oops. Whoa, what was that? Nice, those views are very natural and smooth. How was the UI element done announcement in Rhodes? You mean that it is shown there? Yeah, that is because the announcement as such is very long and it's repeatedly played. There's a little dummy sector below the holo projector, and that one turns and turns and turns, and while it turns it has as sound 2, so as the middle sound, the sound while it moves, it has this announcement, and this announcement VOC is pretty long, and I don't remember if I... Hey! Cannot stand within this Rodian arcade and simply tell something to people. You always get attacked. That's funny. And then, as it always is played, and in the subtitles, believe it, these aggressive guys. In the subtitles text, this VOC is mentioned, and it's put into these brackets, the square brackets, or how they are called, and so it's shown, and it's only shown if you have under accessibility, if you have captions SFX, because in the Force engine all sound effects are put into square brackets, and I decided to put such things that you cannot understand because it's Rodian what this guy talks, also into these square brackets. And I think it has the saying, and then it has a long part that is simply silent. So the whole VOC is much longer than the actual saying, the actual text here is that is heard. So I can loop it and don't have to think about when to put it on again and so on. But as you go up, I think even as you go up here, it is switched off in several areas, because otherwise you could hear it. I think there you hear it. Yeah. I think, yeah, right here. Now you saw it that it if I go here and then it is activated again through master on and master off. And here it's the same. If you pass the lower step, then all the sounds that are played in here, which is one long voice object with several beeps, is starting to play again as a dummy sector somewhere, I think below the stairs. And as you leave, the one is switched off and the announcement is switched on again. Is there like a community online where I can find custom maps for this game? Yes. df-21.net. That's already, yeah, thanks Fish. And there you find under downloads and missions, if you go if you click for the gold missions, you find the best missions ever. And there's also this Harkov. Oh, I remember something. I wanted to put on this one. So, let's continue. Forgot to put it on. Down there's nothing, down there's well. I could show you this one also. I haven't mentioned that before. Where's the one that it takes me? This window here has... Oh, maybe we get a tick now from there. If I go up a level in the map, this is the hallway we went down where the Skyhopper took off, and right below it there's also a window, but there never can be two windows within Dark Forces. At least you cannot see two windows above each other. So when we would go outside here, there's a solid wall, and from inside it's a window. So the adjoint from outside, the window adjoint from outside is up there where we also fly by with a crow, where we could look in. But this window below it is not adjoint from the outside, it's only adjoint from the inside. So we can look out, we can see everything, we can see the green one here flying through between the pipes and so on. And funny enough, this thing here, the bright area here, is also an elevator. And as we fly by, this elevator is up, so the guys inside cannot see us as we are flying outside and are not activated. Because first, if I didn't do it as an elevator that is first up, and I flew by with a crow, these guys in here were activated, and I don't want to have them activated. I want to have them stand around. So you can, they only get activated when you are lurking here through the shadows. Yeah, you are welcome to do also maps. That's cool. Maybe we collect this one here. It's a little bit difficult to get them because you always get to this ledge, and from this ledge it's too little distance to this, so you always get into that console. But anyway. How I did this Rhodian I already told in the last stream. So let's go to the Rhodian Square. What's down here? Oops! He was shot by this guy. Yeah, let's do it this way. I think we won't talk to all these guys. That was a bit...
Yeah, I don't have Rhodian credits with me, but maybe I can exchange my Imperial credits somewhere? I could ask one of the Rhodians.
It was a bit of thinking necessary. What if people completely do not press this button and go directly into the vent shaft and down and change credits? What if they press the button, find the vent shaft, go down, and don't talk to the Rhodian? That's the first Rhodian here, the red, the yellow half circle or polygon you see. That is when we go into there, the communication between Kyle and one of the Rhodians is triggered. And by the way, you can shoot this guy, but you can't shoot this one. So that's the one we're talking about. it's a little bit illogical that you cannot shoot him, but it's also illogical if you shoot him and then someone or the dead body talks to you or whatever. I don't know how to manage this properly. That he is shootable, but still you need someone to talk to. Maybe in other games this says game over. And then there's the second one. If you talk to the first, then you find the grate or the vent shaft and don't talk to the second one, and so on. That was a bit of thinking, what if and when do I have to switch off what, because now if you're going up here,
I'm sure the Rhodians who know about the credits exchange are closer to the ticket counter.
there's also a hint. Use your auto map to find the yellow, what does it say? Apps. To find yellow hints and secrets, right? That's the same as when we fly in with a crow. That's also said. This here is also a 3DO that is leaned against the wall, because I thought it is unlikely that they present such a vent shaft to the public, because that's a normal official public way to the tram or to the train. So there's some I will come back to it. Patrick, there must be a reason why this vent shaft is visible. So I put this wall element here. Besides the wall, maybe there's some maintenance going on, or they want to do some maintenance or whatever. And now Kyle even puts the grate in front of the wall element. So level design learning says, I'm sorry I missed the explanation. How is that UI element put on screen? Announcement in Rhodes. The VOC itself is repeated all the time. Then there is a mention of the VOC name in the subtitles. And as the VOC is always played when you come close to it, it always gives this text announcement in Rhodes. Is that clear now? I hope so. Meanwhile, we go down the shaft, and here you can hear the traffic noise. But if you're up here, you can't. So somewhere here on one of these steps, it is switched on, and going down here, it's switched off again, because I found it illogical that you can hear it here inside the vent shaft, and I also wanted to have some ventilation, some ventilation noise. And as we come up here and go down there, the noise from outside starts again. So I always looked where could the noise really travel and come to Kyle. So next VU for such a grate. Oh yes, I want to show you something more about these flight paths, but we're doing this now. So
I must have missed something on that staircase. Maybe my auto map can help?
Yeah, that is because we already crossed the line or the area here to activate the saying of Kyle that he could force the fence.
I must have missed something on that staircase. Maybe my
funny how far they are driven back. Wow. So, so this staircase is obviously not. It's not obviously. It's not obvious, but I tell it to you. It's made out of 3DOs. So if I do not CDS, you see all the yellow dots on this staircase are 3DOs. So there's one for the floor and one for the side and one for the step. I made small ones here for the step, and the only thing is there's a little gap, and I didn't have a good idea. Maybe I could have created one that is triangular looking, and here as well there's also always a gap, also a gap. Well, I didn't do it. Okay, someone has got to run to dinner. This was awesome, Matthias. I love this technical oriented stream. Yeah, of course you can watch it later.
I must have missed something on that staircase.
On YouTube.
Maybe my automat can help?
Let's go down. Oh no, maybe I show you. How should I do that? Fly. No. The question is, how is this thing with with this flight path done? And if we come around here, you see they're all the ones from right to left. Oh no, they're all gone. It was a bad moment at the moment. But they will start again. Now there comes the first one, and it goes until here. And there comes the second one, a tug, and another tug, and they also go until here, and the brownish one, and the small grayish one. They all go here, and when the last one got here, they all get to their starting point around the corner and then start again. So these ones are not done via wake up command, but each of them has a pretty long VU, and most of this VU or V, how do you call that in the US? VUE, or what? I say VU because for me it's VU looking. It's a very long text file, and only the small part for the path is, for the first it's in the very beginning, and for the second 3DO this path is a little bit down, and the third is again a little bit down, and up there are waiting coordinates. So I have waiting coordinates for the left and for the start and for the end point, and then it was only a thing of logical thinking in which file where to put which starting point, and a lot of time. So I say 500 entries for the starting point, then the path, and then again say 500 entries for the end point for this one here, and that would be for the middle within the whole chain. There's a chain of flying ships coming, and as they're here and all are here, they get back, and then the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and so on start again. And that's done in the other direction here as well. There you see the starting point where they're all together now, and one after the other gets within its VU, gets down to the point where the path starts, and when it's at the end, its VU goes on, but these VU entries are the ones where it stops, and when it's at the end, it goes back to start, and they all come back here and start again. Now we of course could peek in here. There's nothing because you don't see it from anywhere else. There are again some 3D roofs. And now maybe, as I explained the 3DO advertisements already, it's easy for you to understand how I can put 1, 2 advertisements and the rotating thing down there on one wall. This one is the sign texture and the other ones are 3DOs, and even this one must be a 3DO. I'm not. It must be, yeah, because there's a sign texture down there, and then this must be a 3DO, and this is a sign texture again here. This red part, where this one is a 3DO. Here is a cut-off pyramid as roof, and yeah. It also if you stand here, that's at the train station, and if you go to the exit and through to the revolving doors, which are not running at the moment, by the way. Why? Because if you're standing down here on this round roof, you would hear them. And I said that is completely illogical that you can hear them down there. You don't see them. You're never in a height where you see that they stop. Like Deutsche Bahn. They never run, yeah.
I must have missed something on that staircase. Maybe my automap can help?
But what did I want to say? Yeah, for example, this part here is only put in because if you're standing here, you should see a little bit more, like only this gray texture here down all the way. It should be something different down there, and always if you make it glowing in the dark, so these glowing in the dark colors, light colors, it attracts the eye, and you look at it and you see immediately that it's different than the rest of it. How is this one done? This is really a sign, but how can a sign blink? Of course, you can do it the way this rotating thing down there is done. Simply a multi-BM, a multi-bitmap that has several light and a dark bitmap in it, and they are rolled out like on, off, on, off, on, off, with a certain frame rate. But here it is made the way that you also can set signs as illuminated signs. And so for this wall, I switch on and off the flag for illuminated sign. And this way I can control it very easy. I don't have to produce a different bitmap for only this effect. These ones, the blinking lights, they are done this way, that I have one that is lit, and then I think it was 4 other that are not lit. And of this kind, I made, I think it was 4 or 5 different ones, where the lit light, or the lit light is at the first position. For the next version, it's at the second position. For the third version, it's at the third position, and so on. And if you put them on there one by one, you have this effect as the light is continuing from one to the next. I don't know how this is overseas and worldwide, but here in Germany we have at very sharp corners, or very dangerous corners sometimes, on roads we have such lights that lead the way, or if an Autobahn, that is a German highway, if it ends and goes into a normal road, there are such lights that show you, oh, there is something, and they show you the direction. But these are, as I said, it's I think it's 5 different signs that are multi-BMs. Then here, this one is done I already showed this one, yeah. This is done. It's a 3DO that's in a sector that goes from full bright to not full bright. Let's have a look. Bridges. There are some bridges down there. The very obvious one is this one. This here is the bridge. I did this in a text editor. First I drew it on paper and thought how could it look, and of course it's very simple. It's simply a bridge with a here a bit of a rail guard, and then I put text. I think this is I don't remember. I think this is a complete texture, but I don't remember. But anyway, and this way it was constructed. From below you see that it is not completely textured from all sides, because it's not necessary. And this here is a force engine problem. These sectors have the same. If I move from here to here, you see that the gun doesn't change light level, but so both sectors here have the same light level, but 3DOs are rendered differently than normal floor textures. That's simply a problem in the force engine. And over there is another bridge, and you see this bridge even ends in a door. How can there be a door if there are already two advertisements? Let's say advertisements up there. The upper one, the blue one, is a 3DO. This one is a real sign, and this one is again a 3DO. I created some doors as 3DO, so I can put them here and there. And then there's also the bridge and some guys standing on the bridge. And the thing was, I said, if I stand here, if the player stands here, he should see very different things. He should see the bridge, and on the bridge there are some guys that are faintly visible. I used ones that are really colorful, the light blue one and the light green one, so it really gets to, the eye can really see it. And then I put this building, we can have a look at it. This building here with the yellow stripe, and this one down there, the connection between the blue and the gray one, are only put there so you can see something there. Right? Below the bridge is this one, and above the bridge is the other one. And I even I created some pipe combinations of already existing pipe textures, and I put them there because I thought if there are pipes going across this chasm, they also could lead along this building somehow. But in the end, I really put a lot of effort into it. If you look from here, it nearly doesn't appear. But well, 3D bridges. There's another bridge over there that's very similar. It's more or less, it's the same texture here, only a little bit shorter, and also some guys on it. And these red stripes here, landing markings or whatever, they're also 3DOs. They're flat 3DOs on a little bit on above the floor. I think it's 0.01 above the floor. So it really is drawn. Flight path, blinking lights, extra large. Rhodian was already mentioned before. This guy here. And also the bar sign that says Rhodian, square, and here bar. That's the three from up to down. And it says bar. Staircase made out of transparent 3D oath. I already showed you. Locked door. There's a locked door at the end. This one. You go there.
I must have missed something on that staircase. Maybe my
It makes
automat
the
can help.
locked sound. All the doors that are locked really make this locked sound. So they're all triggers, line triggers, that all call the same sector, dummy sector that makes this, the pages, this locked sound. And this one, in fact, is a sign. I put a door as a sign on there. Nobody really notices that this door has no depth and and no how to say, where the door, the part before the door goes into the wall. I don't know the word at the moment. People really, in streams I saw people really coming down there and checking the door and seeing, oh, it's locked. Maybe they, I think nobody, at least nobody said anything that locked doors always have a red, something red on my level.
I must have missed something on
Let's
that
go
staircase.
here, we have to...
Maybe my automat can help?
Yeah.
I must have missed something on that staircase.
We have to
Maybe
do
my
the level
automat can help?
a bit so the objective thing is not breaking up. By the way, jumping from here up there is also
I must have
possible.
missed something on that staircase. Maybe my automat
I
can
only
help?
found that out during testing. The original thought was going from this to there, and to there, and then someday I
I must
found
have
that
missed
it's
something on
even
that
this way.
staircase. Maybe my automat can help?
Okay, let's go down because Kaya says we have missed something, and of course we have missed that here something is yellow. And if you look at it with the light, you even see that this is the rusty grade. So this could be the one that is weak and that is able to push down. And I can tell you one thing: doing this animation was so much pain. I think I didn't really understand how these coordinates in the VU file work and when to push what in which direction and so on. And there are several things. Here we are on one sector. If we go out there, here, we would fall down into the chasm. We don't, because there's a little subsector, also with a second altitude that holds me now. Then if I go there, I'm on this rail guard, and now you see the problem with TFE. Now the 3DO disappears. If we go here, it is there. If we go there, it disappears. And if we go there, it appears again. Because there is another subsector, also with second altitude, so you can jump onto the grate here. And you even can go beneath it and go up, and you bump with your head into the grate. If I go back now and do nothing else, I rise again. Because I was sort of squeezed or locked under the grate that sticks out here, and I had to put in another grate. It's not only the one that was pushed down, but there's also another one that sits. Maybe I can show. Yeah, here, right. The yellow dot where my red line of my point, how to say, pointer or whatever, is looking at. This is also 3DO, because otherwise from here there would be no 3DO shown. I don't know why. That's also a problem of maybe of what is drawn when and what comes where. So I had to do another 3DO that's exactly at the same position as the one that was put down, and that was not so obvious because I had to tilt it and whatever the 3 dimensions, I had to put it more or less exactly. It wasn't exactly possible. It wasn't possible to do it completely right and completely exactly, but now you don't see. I think I don't see it. But it was real pain. So now as you come out here's of course the...
I heard that you can convert Imperial credits into Rhodian credits.
The exchange thing. Credits exchange.
3 to 1? But I need that money, so here you are. Thanks.
By the way, the Gran wow, can't imagine that grade was a pain to get right. Yeah. This Gran talking. I think I recorded something with an AI voice acting thing, website, and then I lowered it with Audacity, so it should sound a little bit like the other grants. Yeah. In the last stream I already told you, and I will tell it again, this one is not a sector, this is only a 3D object, this holo projector. But you cannot go through it because there's a spirit sitting in it with the same dimension, so you are blocked from getting through it. And the holo projection itself is also a 3DO, a flat 3DO with transparency. The fact that it has these moiré effects now is because the Force engine has altered the way that very thin lines are drawn. And you see when it turns, the thin lines are suddenly they're not shown, and then they're shown again. And if we go further away, the thin lines get they even disappear from this distance. It appears only as if the sign as such rotates, and this thing that should resemble a little bit the beam, the holo projection beam, isn't visible anymore. I don't know how to do this. Really unbelievable looking. So, what else? Holo projector, stepping stone, Matador, credits exchange. Oh, right. The credits exchange as such is done by using, let's go into there, inventory, by using frick metal object. So this one here, the frick metal is, I don't know, down here anywhere. So I painted this one and made it with all the borders and so on. So it goes here, but it is introduced when, or it is inserted into the inventory when Kyle gets the frick metal object, and the frick metal object is not shown, but it is placed, I think, below this bar here, and then you get, as you're talking, you get locked in this small sector here, so you cannot get away. And the frick metal object as such has a very large radius, so no matter where you're standing in this box where you're boxed in, it appears, I think it appears here on the counter, but this goes so fast you don't see it, and it has such a large radius that you, in any case, no matter where you are, even if you're ducked, you get it, because that's mission critical. So let's go to the train. Any more questions? Not at the moment. Oh, I'm talking and talking and it's what's the time right now? It's 1 o'clock in the morning nearly in Germany. So we're doing 2 hours now on the stream. Gotta go a bit faster. So now we have the money. We can do this one. This is, by the way, a red key. Only another picture, but it's a red key object that we're taking up. That was the easiest way to block these doors. These green stripes, by the way, are signs, and that they are signs is now visible as I have the remaster HD assets available and within the game now. Now you see that the greens are different because this one is the HD texture from the from the remaster, and this one is only the green stripe that I extracted from this texture, but here it is in high color, in full color, or what's it? In true color, and so everything is shown, and this is simply a palette thing now in the end. But now you can see that this is the whole texture here with the green stripe, and here is only the green stripe above another texture made as a sign texture. I hope you make a video showing how you do those extractions. What extractions do you mean? Carpet? Oh, we take the train. Train. Maybe if you like, we can fly here a little bit. Right there, next, and have a look there. The train goes by. Here you see, by the way, how it looks from outside. Yeah, here people have mentioned or have realized that this is the Slave 1. It was exported or imported from by Jareth from, I don't know, is that from, I think it was also from X-Wing Alliance. Is there Slave 1? I don't remember. Anyway, he got it, and then there are 2 Mandalorians done by Ben Danzy, and yeah, that's the situation you see very briefly only from the train. Some boxes. So let's continue. There's another situation you can see from the train. Some smaller parked ships. Here are these pyramid roofs again used. In fact, this is the location where I used them first, and then I reused them in the beginning. And lots of signs. Again, and this DF25, DF21, I don't know, is it a hotel entry or what? I think that's what I thought. There's a driveway to the hotel and only the VIPs get there and with their spaceship and get out and into this hotel like. A lot of these signs, by the way, are from Jimbo Sensei. He made them available and I used them. And this is, I think that's a Jedi Knight texture, both Jedi Knight. Yeah, let's go in there. And now I can show you something. Why are these, if we're arriving here with a train, why are they not attacking? At the moment they're not attacking because we're in La Testa mode, LA Testa, which holds everything. But can I show it to you somehow? Going through there and there. There you see. There's still the wall adjoined. So they cannot see Kyle coming in with a train. They only see the wall. And as soon as we, as Kyle either crosses this line here, the ledge, or this line here, or crosses the line here with through the door, both of these walls are adjoined, so the guys can see me. Let's go here. Everything is okay. Now they start. They start shooting. Was it here? Duros? Yeah. Train, red ticket. Tester. I showed you several more stuff. By the way, let's first these guys. This IG-88, I didn't. Oh, the train saves me. Hey! Up! This IG-88, by the way, fires cannons like Dark Troopers. Dark Trooper 2, Phase 2. But not so fast. And he's making these sounds. You hear them? Let's finish him off. Finish also me. These sounds were grabbed from, funny enough, from a video of a playback from Shadows of the Empire. I searched YouTube for some video where this, because in Shadows of the Empire you, as Dash Render, you fight IG-88, and I remembered it. I played it back in the days, and I remembered that he makes these sounds. And I catched one of these videos, and there was a part of the video where there was no other battle sound but only IG-88 sounds, and I grabbed them out there and created some IG-88 sounds. And then the yellow shield here, that's something I made up. It's a super shield. If you pick it up, it gives you 50 shield units, and that's made through the pickup and the new pickup capability of the Force engine, where you can redesign pickups. And I made code. Remember these codes that you pick up in detention center, and I made code 8 and code 9 as Bacta tank, and as these super shields. To clean everything here so they cannot attack me from behind. During playtesting, that several times has occurred that I was doing things here and suddenly I was attacked with the axe by one of these Gamorrean guards, because I didn't realize that they can walk the bridge and attack me. So in the 1998 version, when you were here, first of all, the bridges were not so cool. They didn't have these small rail guards. Now I put them in mainly because I found these light stripes, or these lines of lights, very cool looking. And secondly, because then you really, at the moment now you see that there is something different. You can step onto this rail guard. Let's put it that way. And that is, of course, that was again great pain. That's done by additional sectors. So there you see. I go here. Let's say. Now I'm on the rail guard, and now I'm off it. And the whole thing, how to do this double crossing, because I cross here. I have a crossing between this bridge and this bridge, and they both have second altitude. That was done in the way that if you enter the sector here, the middle sector, the crossing sector comes up, or the second altitude, just to be exact, comes up to the level where I'm now. And if I enter the sector down there, or the beginning sector over there, both this this crossing part and the crossing part below us now are going down to the middle area, to the middle level. And if I enter this sector down there, or this one, this crossing area is going down to the lower level. And this had to be done also with the railguard sector, so that was a bit more to do. In the 1998 version, that was the beginning of my sentence, when you were here, everyone attacked you because they saw you through the windows. And now all these windows are unadjoined in the beginning. So only when you come to the door that is hello Jimbo. I just mentioned your very, very cool signs outside the train ride on all these buildings. Very much thanks a lot for all these very, very cool signs you created. So at the moment it is the way like that. When you come to the last door before that room, maybe the last door before this room, or the last door before this room, then the appropriate window is properly adjoined to the rest. And before that, you only see the enemies only see a wall and cannot see Kyle. Do we have any explosives? Oh, we have one explosive. So let's go down here. Is there anything else? But that's pretty easy. This is I created the an additional texture, the same texture as the light one, only with gray, with a gray light. So it's a switched off light. And I have two sectors that are changing texture, changing ceiling texture from the light version, or from the lit version, to the off, switched off version, or broken version, you could say. And of course, it should give the impression there's something broken, as in other parts as well as in this Rhodian. This old Duras sector, there are things broken. So let's go down there. There we get a hint.
Damn, a force field. To hell with Madine's quiet infiltration. Now I will use some explosives.
I have to look up for the sound. Is that game music is very loud? Yeah, okay. So go there. watch it
Wow.
explode.
What a blast. This force field
And
will
now
shut
you
down
see-
for a while.
First we have to get rid of our friends here. Get rid of the turret. There are several things here. These sparks are waxes that are moved in via a VU file. This part here.
Beautiful, Kyle.
Oh, that's
Now get that data tape. I can't stay out here too long before Imperial security takes notice.
The pile here that is obviously blown away and thrown through the explosion blast thrown here into this room is of course a sector that comes up, and on top there's a texture change of floor texture, and yeah, and if you look at it, you even can see the force field texture here. And this one is also easy. It's an exploding ball. What to do? Imperial sector hints at Imperial force field. Yeah. Before we explode this one, or let this one explode, if you go back here, there you get an audio hint that you really should use an explosive, because I saw people not understanding that they have to use an explosive here, which obviously is not so obvious, though in the original game it was used a lot, but I don't know. Back in the days in 1998 it was not a problem at all. People didn't complain, they only found the level so cool. They didn't complain that they didn't get along or get any further at this Imperial force field. In here, if you go near to this or at the wall where this at the moment broken switch is, you really get damaged, because the wall is made damaging. Yeah, let's go to the Oh, I die. Oops. Now I have to pay attention because I don't have much things, much life. I don't have any lives left. This turret is partly made by me. The base is made by me, more or less. It's a Dark Forces texture put on there, and I wanted it to have a very distinct base. At least one turret version that has a very distinct base, not only very thin at the ceiling. We have others. One is made by Kevin Foley, that is very, very thin. That's also good. And I wanted to have different ones.
Attention code B48.
So let's think a bit. So let's look at the objectives. We have to search Admiral Harkov's men. You all know that we have first to get the yellow and the green key. And there's... Oops. I think I have to play a little bit properly now. Take my stuff.
You're in violation of Imperial law.
great stuff here. People tend not to find this, though it is, as you see it here, it's yellow. And only if I enter it, the yellow goes away. I made a lot of secrets yellow, so. Oh, I even don't have thermal detonators. And to blow open crates is obviously not known to people nowadays. Back in the days, that was cool and it was used quite often, but now, no, not anymore. So let's go up here. Jimbo, what do you mean by they are perfect for secrets? Yellow lines or what? You know what, people? It's really bad that I didn't play along very good because I don't have the concussion rifle. Let's look.
You there, stop.
I think it works. It's a little bit like a shooting gallery. Shields. Get inside again. As we are playing in hard, you probably know that there are two double firing laser turrets. Exposing myself too much. Where is it? Shield. Now if you look up here, there you can see the turret there where my green cross is. And now it has seen me. And it's starting to fire. Oops! Did you see the pilot from the catwalk? I fired at him and he fell down, so to speak, through the grates up there. So let's have a look again. And now this one starts, and this one starts, and if we run out into the hangar very fast. the two turrets don't attack us. If we come nearer, it does. It starts. This one starts to attack, and it's a really large one, but it's the one that was already available. It was already available as textured turret, but I retextured the back part here, and I made it even bigger. I simply I have to show you down there. They're really, really dangerous. Just double firing capability. Oh no, that was wrong. I wanted this one. Already done. So these markings here I mentioned earlier, they are all 3DOs, and the thin line you see here is a sector line from up there, from this sliding grab, or what is it? A clamp, a sliding clamp. Because if 3DOs overlap into other sectors, obviously they produce, or the line produces this line here, this dark line. But I thought, well, who cares? Nobody will really mention or notice it, even notice it. Some shields. Going up there doesn't make any sense. And about the... Oh no, I first have to shoot this down. It's dangerous. The two stormtrooper transports here, you cannot pass through them, though they are 3D objects from X-Wing Alliance, imported from Jared by Jareth. There are a lot of spirits, and I made it the way that you can shoot above it, but here you are blocked. So the spirits have different heights, and there are lots of spirits. So you cannot partly get around a spirit and suddenly you're within the transport, because that could happen if you're not doing it properly. So there are really a lot of spirits, and later when the third transport flies in and lands here, in the moment that it lands, they are also put lots of these spirits there. So you cannot go through this area where you could go at the moment. You see here, I'm going here, and it will land about here, at about this arrow, this light grey arrow. It will land, and then when it lands, the spirits are placed there. This is the old the effect we had in the 1998 version in the Rodian hangar in the very beginning, and when I did the 2025 version, I thought, well, there is no real sense that Kyle blows up some of these energy tanks or energy cells and creates some havoc and some damage in the Rodian sector. But here in the Imperial sector, it's much more fun for him to even damage the Imperial sector, the Imperial hangar. So now I want to show you lots of things out there, and therefore we have to fly and no clip again. So now we go where you normally don't go. Down there's another bridge, and the door. You see now the bridge disappears a little bit because of graphic problems. and the door is a 3DO door. And there are more doors and more bridges and stormtroopers that can be shot away. I don't know why I did it this way. The other way were to have them because there's no sector here. There's no sector they're standing on, so they're just floating in mid-air and visually right above the bridge. I also could have done it that if you shoot them, they don't bother. So let's go up again. By the way, this whole building here, mainly the red large Imperial Tower, and the rest also, is put there. Funny that we have these two ships floating up there in the air. I think that's because of some stopping that I did before. Something went wrong, but nevertheless, I did this large building here partly so that I don't have to build all the city behind it. I can only build the city around here to the right and here to the left, and that to the left was already lots of work, and we're looking at it now, and you will see if we fly around it. Here's not much done from there with the vertical stripes, the vertical orange stripes, to there. You don't see anything if you're in the hangar, and that saved me a lot of things to design and to create. And also, if this large Imperial building was not there, I also had to fill here all the floor with the buildings and stuff and so on, so that you don't look at the black floor as you do it now. And I want to check if you're here and you look out there, you don't see the black floor. No, only maybe here a little bit, but I think not really. And here you also don't see it. In the back here, by the way, is another skyhopper. And if you look down here, very down there, very near to the hangar, you can see the black floor. But all the other parts of the building that are built out of the main building are to cover the black ground or the black floor, so that you always have some architectural structure that you see, because that is what I think an Arshada is lots of buildings everywhere. They wouldn't waste any room they could build something on. Now to these tunnels. If you look at these tunnels from here, they're impossible to be made in Dark Forces, because these areas here are diagonal or are 45 degrees, and there's so what did I do? First of all, of course, it's not endless and it doesn't lead anywhere. You see here there are some steps, so I could cover these steps seen from back there, from the hangar. It's invisible that there are steps, and the steps as such can be covered by this diagonal red part. The whole thing, of course, is one extremely large 3DO with one extremely large bitmap. So there's one 3DO with one bitmap on it, and this bitmap only has the red border, and the rest is transparent through the transparency hack. And then these here This is also, as you can see it from here, this is also a 3DO. Two 3DOs here, here and here are put into the corners, and they're put in 45 degrees into the corners. And these running lights here, they're only the lights as such. They're from the ceiling texture, but I used only the light as such. And I made the same way I did it with these traffic lights. Not traffic lights, that's a different thing in English. But with these lights that show you the way to fly in the very beginning. It's simply the same way. So I have one that has the lit part at the first place, and the second has it at the second place, and so on. And then it looks like a line of lights that is leading out and a line of lights that's leading in. And I found the effect really, really cool. Yeah, there in the back we have, of course, we also have blinking signs again, and there we have even whole corners of buildings that are, and if you go very close you can see they're simply green. There's a small wall to the one side of the corner and a small wall to the other side of the corner, and they're both simply green filled with a green fill color, pixel filler. And then these two walls are made change wall light, allow change wall light, and the whole sector as such has change wall light and is a light changer. And only these corners here change the wall light because they're allowed to. And here we have lots of signs again, and so on. And from back here, ships are flying. There's the tug. And even with speed on, with run on, they are faster than Kyle. And they fly down there. And to here. And so on. So we have two flying routes. The one is here from the tunnel to the right over there, and from the right over there to the tunnel, and the other one is from behind this very tall, at the moment I'd say it's looking like a pencil, building around there behind the Imperial building and into there. And here I can show you, this is another of these domes. I told you that I used these domes in various areas. And this is the largest one. I think it's 256 Dark Forces units in radius. And I textured it with a texture on that. I also, these red stripes were put onto that texture. So I created a texture out of this Nar Shaddaa texture here and these red stripes, and put both put the combined texture to the sphere. And in fact I didn't alter in any way the way that Barry Breen put the texture onto the sphere. I simply changed the texture and looked what it made with the dome and how it looked. That's sometimes pretty easy to simply to change the texture for a 3DO and have a look how it appears. And by the way, if you watch this one here, the shuttle has landed pretty far back there. That is mainly because you should see a lot of it from down here. You should see a lot of this shuttle. If it landed further away, you wouldn't see it. What was it? The fly and no clip. So let's go up here. The secret here, by the way, opens now the grate into the vent shaft. Playing it properly, I'll have to cheat. There's a way of showing you the level. Yeah, this one I already mentioned it in the last stream. This is a wax made by Ben, and as you can turn around it because it's a multi-angled wax, so there's two waxes to be exact, and I alter them. I put one with the view in and the other one out, and then the one goes out and shortly after the other in, and so on. So it looks like they're having a hologram that shows both the platform and the ties, and you can go around it and have a look at it. Then the tech room, that was already people like it a lot. If they go in there, they say, "Wow, that's cool," and they go through all the ships and so on. And if you go to the rear of the ship, the text is in English. It is readable, and if you go to the front view of the ship, it's in Aurebesh, and it's not so very well visible, I think. Even if you can read Aurebesh, it's hardly to be read. So how is this done? There's a very large texture. Oh, I go a little bit back so the sound is off. It's a very large texture, and there's always the front side and the rear view besides each other, and with one switch you change you shift the whole bitmap to the right and to the left. So this makes front view, rear view, front view, rear view, and with the other switch, with the right one, where you choose the craft or the type of craft, it goes up and down. It goes up and down, and when it's at the bottom, it goes up again. So you toggle through the various ships with the right button. So now we're going down, and with this one we're going at the same ship, left, right. And if you watch very closely, the color here is bright. It's all bright. And if we go in, it's dimmed, which normally is not possible because a bright color, a glow-in-the-dark color, is always glowing in the dark. But I wanted them to be dimmed down. So I created another texture that contains only the lights, and that's put onto it, onto the texture as such. And this sign texture with only the lights, that is a bright light that has bright colors, and the other texture has no bright colors, that I converted to have no bright colors, so it can be dimmed down. And in the moment you dim it down, first the sign that are put onto the lights and that are bright colors are switched off, and then it's dimmed down. And again, when you go out of the room, there you see in the very last moment it lights up much more. We can do it again. You can check this one out. This is not so much dimmed down because the further it's to the holo projector, the darker it is. And as we go back, tuck. Now it's the additional bright color sign is put on, or is it? I think it's switched on us. I don't remember exactly how I did it. You can switch on and off signs, right? I don't remember that exactly, but that's the way it is done. That you can dim. There again you saw how the bright color is moved away, and tuck, then it's at full bright. Probably with some more tweaking it could have been much more seamless. At the moment you see the way when the one is switched on. Toys taking off. I showed you the trigger, by the way, is when you enter the hangar, either through the right or through the left entry. As soon as you enter the hangar as such, not the part before where you have cover to do all the fighting, but here if you let's say underneath the turret, when you're underneath the turret and entering here into the hangar, first the TIE interceptor flies off, and then the TIE fighter from over here takes off. And that was the thing. First I did it when you enter the hangar, but then I saw that you're concerned with all the fighting against the stormtroopers in the beginning, and you don't even notice that there are two ships taking off. So I did it this way. Yeah, 3DO markings on the ground. I said double shooting turrets, 3DO frame at flight tunnel, blinking sign, 3D hollows. I already showed you these ones over there. Yeah, right. Let's go to the broken window. Here's a broken window, and for some reason, through some a little bit some I don't know, not only minutes ago I typed red light as cheat code, and that stops everything. Even VOOs are stopped, and obviously if they're stopped in the wrong place, they don't get activated. Yeah, that is because it is not transported back to its original sector where it starts. So this TIE interceptor here is lurking here in mid-air. Normally it doesn't. That was only because of cheating. This broken window here. First I want to show you. You can shoot through it, but only there where it is broken. Here not. So how is this done? I put a lot of spirits, of small spirits, around here, where you should not be able to shoot through. You see it? But there you can shoot through it, and you even what was it? You can throw a grenade to down there and kill these guys down there. Yeah. And the other thing is the window up here. These are 3DOs. There are three 3DOs. And I had to extend this yellow striped building a little bit. So if you go here and jump up here, you even can see it a little bit, but it couldn't be too tall. If this building with the yellow stripes would have been, let's say, tall like this, where my green cross is now, then if I jump, I wouldn't have been invisible through the ceiling sectors, because they are different sectors, and there is no building out there outside there because of these small bars here that hold the windows together. And here are also spirits, so you cannot shoot through them. Normally you could, because they are 3DOs, and within and you can shoot through 3DOs. So this texture, by the way, is a combination of the one you see here with the red imperial crescent or the sign, and some of these impact textures from Metallic texture. So I put them together and combined them in paint.net. That was real fun to do that, because the idea is one of the, let's say, A-wings or the Y-wings came in here and shot through the glass broke, these two stormtroopers died here, everything broke, and the fine Imperial wall was damaged. Yeah, the dogfights, by the way, out there. Let's do fly and no clip and go out there. Look at it. So that is how it looks from the other side. And there you see they appear here, fly around there, and I made three flight levels, and I made every combination that was possible from top right to middle left, from top right to top left, from top right to lower left. So there's a flight path that goes straight down, not so straight down, and keeps on the same level. And then there's also one flight level down there in the chasm that goes below the bridge. And then I started simply to combine them and say this ship has this flight path and this ship has that flight path, and the sound comes from dummy sectors that are around there where the tips of the TIE interceptor are. There are several dummy sectors, and they are I think they are spinning sectors, I don't remember exactly, and they are set off as the TIE or the A-wing or the Y-wing goes by. They're also it's all done by a controlling sector, and it's a very large controlling sector, and that wakes up the starfighter, and in the right moment, with a little bit of delay, it wakes up, it activates the dummy sector to produce the sound, and the sound is produced from these dummy sectors. And let's look if I find the entry again. Ah, there it is. Find the hallway again. Fly no clip. Alright. That's, by the way, the gun, the turret made by Kevin. It's a very slim one, also very neat. Then here I can show you something how it is done. You all know that if we take a P here, the revive comes up, or appears, or Kyle gets a revive. The question is how is it done? And if you look, I put the gun away. Oh, it's very hard. It's hardly to see. There's a very, very little hole in the gray. Even I don't find it at the moment. Here in this grey part, I have a very, very little, very tiny subsector that is very deep, and on that one sits the revive. And in the moment when he's finished his I don't know if you see it coming up. Do we see it? Ah, there we see it. There, the blue one is the revive, the blue triangle. And now we take the P.
Much better.
And now it's away. And in the moment when the revive, when the P is over, this sector comes up, takes the revive with it, and so this way Kyle gets it. But you didn't see it. It is so fast. The taking up of the revive is faster than that it is drawn here in the engine. We can do now and lane off again and get some stuff here. So that's another possibility of getting things to the player. I said with a credit exchange, I put the frick metal object with a VU in, and here I put it up with a sector. So what to do? Oh yeah, we have to get the green key now. Anybody alive? Oh yes. So, green keys are not within Dark Forces, so I created one. I used a red or a blue key graphics and changed it a little bit. Also the little stripes here and the colors and so on, and created a new graphics. And this one is a Nava card, a navigational card object. So now as we take it...
Sorry to disturb your security meeting, but I need your green key.
In fact, within the engine, Kyle took up a Nava card. And the Nava card is also down here somewhere, normally, as an object. And I recreated it and put it here as a green key. And as it is a Nava card, it activates the complete sector. So all this green key stuff is done through the complete sector, and the fact that this door here and the other door across the hall, across the catwalk in the hangar, and the third door in the round hallway, they're all, if you go there and want to open them, it's always said green key needed. But it's not done through the normal key mechanism that you put in the int file. What's it called? Code double? No, I don't remember how it was done with blue and red keys. But it's not this way. But it is the way that this door and the other two doors are master off. And in the moment Kyle takes takes up the Nava card, also known as green key, the complete sector goes one step further, as it always does when you take up a Nava card, and then these three doors are master on, and the text file or the text information green key needed is switched off. So that's pretty complicated. It also means that if you skip other goal things or other goals and come directly here, or if you start the level here and you take up the green key, you even cannot open the green door because the complete sector is somewhere completely different. This whole thing is only possible if you have a more or less linear way of level designing. You know the player has to go there, and he really will go there, and he will fulfill this goal and that goal and that goal, and then you can do the 5th or 6th goal or whatever in this way. So what did we have? Dogfight, broken window, 3DO windows. I also showed you green key. Now we go to the could take that gun here. And as we enter this room, it takes a little bit of time, and then
Wow, more stormtroopers.
this is initiated. The beeping is here inside the wall. It's a dummy sector, and this flies in. And if you looked at the engine, it was too fast. It was lit on because the engines were on when it flies in, and then the whole 3DO is changed against a version where the engines are off. So with blue engines it flies in, it sets down, the sound makes and in this moment I changed the 3DO against a version with engines off. And now nobody nobody exits the stormtrooper transport, though Kyle says, "Oh wow, more stormtroopers." Of course, this is not possible in Dark Forces, but what is possible are generators, and behind this 3DO there are lots of generators that only generate one stormtrooper, and then they shut off. So there are on hard level, difficulty level, there are 30 stormtroopers. I think, was it 30 or 27 or what? Yeah, I think it was 27 stormtroopers plus 3 concussion rifle commandos, because somewhere I read that 30 stormtroopers fit in one of these stormtrooper transports. And that's also the reason why when you come here in hard and face all the stormtroopers that are standing down there are 30 on that side over there and 30 down here, because these 30 come out of the left one and the other 30 stormtroopers come out of the other one. And obviously they also flew in because the Empire was attacked by the rebels as a diversion, and because they saw that there's someone running around and killing stormtroopers, so they caught in 2 stormtrooper transports. That's the backstory in my head, and they're all lined up now and they're given commands, and in this moment Kyle comes and shoots them all down, and then the third stormtrooper transport comes and wants to clear the situation, but now also will be, we can do it in another way. Normally people go out there and up the elevator and across the catwalk and get shot at by the stormtroopers. And by the way, the whole catwalk is also filled with lots of... Oh, there they are. Hello. Well, it never appeared to me. They suddenly get activated. It's funny. I know, I can tell you why. The Dark Forces freaks among you also know why. The whole catwalk is filled with with spirits, so you cannot get shot by the stormtrooper from below. because if you don't put the spirits there, they just shoot through the catwalk, which is not possible normally, which is illogical. Put it this way. And now the generators were activated because I went here, and that's a position where the generators cannot see me, and generators are always activated as soon as they cannot see the player. Oh, that's funny. I never did it this way. But I also didn't see anyone playing this way. And they go there and take a break and go back and get attacked. What I wanted to do is go up there. This part is, of course, everything is new here. The ones who watch this probably know that. The comment here is something I really wanted to do.
I always wanted to fly one of those interceptors.
Because I also find the TIE Interceptor pretty cool, and in TIE Fighter I liked it very much. And so I thought, as Kyle was part of the Empire before his rebel life, I wanted to put in that side note. So he knows these ships, not only as everybody in the Star Wars galaxy knows them, but he really was part of the Empire. Yeah, so where I went now is also possible to... Oops. Ammo. Oops, only... Really low on ammo now. There's lots of ammo. All right. What's it all? Transport coming in and landing. I told you that. It's one with the shut off engines. Yeah, I think that's it. What I can show you. Any more questions? Please ask them now. No questions. Time to sleep. This end. Tech talk, much appreciated. Yeah. Purple. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. For all of you who are really interested in the new logics, have a look at the zip file, and within the zip file, maybe I can show you that. Double commander like this. Within this the zip file. Within the zip file, there's an info folder, and within this info folder, there's a logics overview PDF. I divided it into scenery, idle, not moving logics, and moving logics. And every moving logic, for every moving logic, there is a weak, middle strong, and a strong variant. And the first three have laser bolts. The second three have plasma particles or shooting when shooting, and the third ones have a repeater rifle. And within the laser ones, there are two with green lasers and one with red laser. And so I always, when placing enemies, I always could decide which one to take, and so that table here I created was very useful, and I made it for Rhodians. I made it for Duros and for Hutese speaking guys, and for the Grants, the Reis as well. And then there are also the ones that are idle but punching. I showed you the ones that are stand around like this, and if you come near, you get a punch in the face. And yeah, so if you like to do something similar, feel free to have a look into that. So thanks a lot for joining all this very, very long stream now. It's about 3 hours now that we looked into the techniques of Harkov 2025. Maybe it was, or hopefully it was, there were some good or some new aspects for you, or some ideas on how to go on this very long walk in Harkov and in Dark Forces modding. Thanks a lot, everyone. Good night, good day, depending on where you're watching this. Bye bye.